What's going on, everybody? I want to finish the part 2 of this video. If you haven't seen the part 1, please go to my channel and watch the part 1 on this Rubicon modification. I got a hold of this Rubicon as part of my project, my hustle to continue this channel going. Took a couple of weeks off to build it, or I don't really say build it, you modify it, right? I lifted it. Anyways, let's talk about the things that I did to it. It's ready to be sold. It took about a couple of weeks to modify it, and so let's talk about it. Here we go. So let's start from the outside first. What did we do here? Well, the obvious thing is that we lifted it 3.5 inch, and you guess it, I always use the rough country 3.5 inch lift with suspension lift with shocks, and then to make this thing run right, right off the bat, I make sure that I used a drop down bracket on the front suspension, on the lower suspension there, and that helps it run so much better, guys. If you do this, do it right that way so that the alignment goes back to normal. And of course, this comes with the method wheels on 17s and Baja Boss 35 by 12.5 by, actually it's the size is Baja Boss 315 70 R17, which is a 35 inch tires, 5 of them including the spare there. So and the exterior here, what else did we do? We had to take off the sign, the little sign that says Wrangler Unlimited, and then put that back in there, as well as a trail rated sign, because we essentially repainted this side of the truck. The side, the doors, the hood, the windshield, all of those are repainted, and of course put back the Rubicon stickers. I'm not sure why people take the Rubicon stickers out when they have Rubicons. You want to know this is a Rubicon, right? We also have put on a light bar right there. I haven't put on the light yet. I'm thinking I'm gonna put a surfboard rack instead of the light, and then of course the backside right there. This has already been tinted when I got it. Pretty much just blackened whatever is bad and repainted things that need to be repainted. Didn't do much here. I mean, I wouldn't say not much, but we did a lot on the back side of this. I'm ready to sell it today. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the lot, and this is pretty much the last walk around before I sell it. This is a pretty cool thing here in the bottom. There's already a skid plate there. So what did I do in the bottom here? There was codes in regards to the O2 sensors and also the catalytic converters. So I fixed that, replaced the O2 sensors with brand new O2 sensors, and also replaced the catalytic converters. And that cleared the code, of course. Hardtop, very nice. Because this is a Rubicon, it already comes with lockers front and rear, and there's an ARB cover for the Dana 44 in the rear, stock cover for the front. Here you can probably see the new suspension component. Very quiet, very nice vehicle, very clean inside and out. I know I talked a little bit about the inside before, and I wasn't gonna do much here, just clean it really good. one thing I dislike. Why do people put locks on their wheels, like you know, a lock nut on their wheels? You can lose this thing, and then in your, you know, off-road adventures, you gotta change your tire, you can't find a damn thing. And by the way, I can steal this whole thing, and never mind this one thing right here that'll prevent me from doing that. You know, lifting something like this on the ground is not easy, but I'm used to it. I know what I'm doing, of course. I can probably get this Jeep lifted in about a day and a half with all the suspension parts in and everything that needs to be in is in. But anyways, I'm gonna do that here. I used to have a lift. I'm gonna show you where that is connected, but I want to clear my yard. My goal for 2023 is to get all of these projects out of here running so that I can clean my yard, get my yard back. Now in the future, if I do get a lift, then I do get a lift. If not, then I'll just be doing this thing on the ground the whole time. Used to be the pad goes in there for the lift. It's a 10,000 pound 2-post lift. There's another one on the other side, but took it down because it was rusty. You know, wrenching on used vehicles, it makes you wonder if the previous owner did kind of like patch repairs, right? So there's a new steering stabilizer. Well, not new, but aftermarket, not stock. So now it makes me wonder, they changed that because they were masking something, which is the death wobble pretty much. Just taking off some of this, the sway bar and the shocks so that I can droop the suspension and then take off the springs, put the new springs in, and the front should be done. Quick, 30-minute job. Well, I wouldn't say 30 minutes, but maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Depends on what I come across with. Guys, check this out, right? So suspension is off, all suspension is off, but before I put in the new suspension, and this is the reason why I love doing what I do, is I just discovered things that aren't right, you know. So I'm used to this. This is the Jeep JKU suspension, and I don't know why Jeep, this is the track bar bracket on the upper, and the same thing on the lower. I don't know why Jeep uses like thin metal. I mean, I will brace this with 1/4-inch steel, and the reason why you get death wobble is because of, if this bolt right here is loose like that, no matter how much you tighten it, you will get death wobble. So it will have a 1/4-inch steel and a tighter hole there, of course. Alright, I don't know if you can see that, but I welded in a 1/4-inch steel. Made this thing tight where it doesn't move anymore. I'll be solid, just gotta get longer bolts because it's shorter now. That's okay. That's how you fix death wobble, guys. That's how you fix death wobble. High probability this is at fault. Well, right then, front's finished. Well, I still have got to put a track bar in, but that's adjustable and it's easy. As I need to buy longer bolts. Aside from that, though, 35s get swallowed by a long Jeep like this. Oh, would you take a look at that, guys? The lift is in, track bars, sway bars, everything is in. I just haven't driven it yet, but right now I'm gonna work on those skid rails or skid plates or side rails, whatever you call those things. And then I will do work on the engine to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. Also, just for your essay, this is what the top looks like, the before and after. You can probably see it up there. I'm using this product from Off-Road Designs, I think it's called. And what it does is it darkens the faded plastic on any vehicle and keeps it there. It's pretty cool. Every time I start it, I hear exhaust leak, and sure enough, it's very common for the 3.8 to have a driver's side headers crack. So I don't know if you can see that right there. And the only way to fix that is to remove the headers and then weld that shut or replace the headers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it. I've already taken off the cover, taken off the bolts on the headers, and then I will take off the headers from down there, weld it, replace the gasket, which is all worn out as well, and hopefully that fix the catalyst bank 1 or bank 2 code. We'll see. This was another fun build that I was looking forward to doing, and that's why I took a couple of weeks off to do it. Was it easy? Nothing of these things are easy. They're very challenging. However, I love the challenge because it keeps my mind really sharp, right? Real quick on the engine, guys, I did a major tune-up on this engine. Aside from the oil change, filter change, also changed all the spark plug wires, the water temp sensor, coils, belt, a couple of the gaskets, like the valve cover gaskets and things like that, thermostat gaskets. So this thing runs and purrs really nice. It has a high mileage. It has 186,758 miles, but I think you can get another 100,000 or 200,000 out of this as long as you keep changing the oil. If you are the one to own something like this, I love the 3.8. 3.8 is, you know, not much horsepower, but it's a low-key motor. I think it's a 200,000-300,000 mile motor, as long as you keep out the maintenance, like mainly the oil change it every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Make sure you don't get any buildup in there, and then fix whatever leak needs to be fixed. This is known for, this motor 3.8 is known for oil consumption. However, this one right here doesn't do that because the oil change was kept up. So the sludge in this motor will build up if you wait to change your oil to 10,000 miles. You have to change it between 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Make that a habit if you're one of those guys. But anyway, it's just my recommendation. It's not do-it-yourself channel. I just want to share that with you because I'm looking forward to making money off of this and then on to moving to the next project. But I hope you enjoyed that walk around. That's all I had. That's the part 2 of this Rubicon project, and I just want to share that with you. This is not a do-it-yourself channel. Just want to share it with you in hopes that you take good things out of it. And if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. Appreciate it. That's all I have for you this week. Aloha. So what's next? That Jeep right there, 2007. You've seen me with that Jeep before, but that's also a project Jeep that I've been working on. And it's gonna get a brand new paint job because a few rust areas, but nothing major. I'll talk about that in the next video.